Hey guys, this is not a normal One Piece TCG video because someone decided to cheat in the One Piece TCG match. Someone cheats in the TCG? Wow, big news. What are you going to tell me next? Water is wet? Yes, cheaters are everywhere. They will always cheat and they are absolutely disgusting. But we can't stop them. They are always hiding in the dark corner, waiting for another chance to cheat in order to win the game they don't deserve. However, this person allegedly cheated in a regional tournament. So he got called out? Was he disqualified or got a 1-year ban or something? No, not only he didn't get a DQ, he was able to top the tournament and proceed to represent Malaysia. Now, let's look at the statement of the accuser, Mr. K. Today in Malaysia regionals, I caught my opponent drawing multiple extra cards. He had 9 dawns with 12 cards in his hand. At that time, I raised it to the judge. 3 of us backtracked the game and found that he should only have 8 cards in hand and 4 cards in trash. Now, keep in mind that this is not just a he said, she said situation. There was a judge there to backtrack their game stage. I have yet to reach the head judge regarding this issue yet, but I managed to talk to the other participants during the tournament, and the details should be true. But wait, it gets worse from here. After that, the floor judge went and called the head judge. My opponent placed his hand cards below the table and added 2 more cards in his trash. When I brought this out to the head judge, my opponent could not justify how said cards ended up there and kept switching his story. So, when the floor judge went away, the players weren't requested to leave the table as it is. The accused cheaters added 2 more cards in his trash, turning his trash from 4 cards into 6 cards. So how did the cards end up in the trash? He could not come up with a good explanation. At this point, any normal TCG players will see this as an irreparable game state or common sense cheating. This is not just 1 extra card draw, but 4 cards, and also an altered game state when the floor judge went away, calling for the head judge. If this is a casual event with a lot of new players, then it's totally understandable. I'm still learning the game, and I'm still making mistakes here and there. But this is a regional tournament we are talking about. The players are all championship top cards. There is absolutely no chance for any players there to forget how many cards you drew or know how to react when the judge is called. But wait, there is more. According to judge, their ruling is that this only counts as drawing extra card error, despite my opponent having 3 extra cards in hand and attempting to put them in trash. These players went to the finals and ended up representing our country despite multiple attempts to cheat. You heard it right. This only counts as drawing extra card error, and you do not get penalized by having extra cards in hand while getting called out by your opponent. You get to continue in the same tournament like nothing happened. You know what's going to happen? Every player will start doing this. Draw extra cards when your opponent isn't paying attention, and if you get called out, it's fine. Just put it back in trash. Because according to the rule, drawing extra cards is just an error. Just put the extra cards away, no explanation needed, and you get to continue the game. Can you imagine after this week, every player will have 20 cards in their hand. The judge will have to visit every table and have them put cards in the trash and tell them, haha, please be careful and don't let your opponent find out. Have a nice day. It's gonna be fun. Since there was a dispute between both players and the floor judge could not confirm the board state, the handling judge asked both of us to initiate a recount from the start of the game. During the investigation, the judge focused only on the hand size. The board stage showed at the moment my opponent had 9 cards in hand alongside the suspicious 6 cards in the graveyard. During the recount, I counted they should only have 8 cards, while my opponent counted 7. The game was not properly repaired. They ignored the most significant sign of an altered game state, which is my opponent had 6 cards in their graveyard when they should only have 4, and my opponent could not explain the discrepancy. Given the contested board state, the judge ruled as follows. I was instructed to randomly remove 2 cards from my opponent's hands to force a 7-card count and continue the game. You saw that right. Unexplained extra cards in trash, but only need to remove 2 random cards in hand to continue the game. Imagine this. You have a leader effect that allows you to draw any number of cards you like, as long as your opponent doesn't find out. The downside to this effect is to remove the extra cards you drew if your opponent calls out. Now, let's look at the statement from the accused. I would like to clarify a recent misunderstanding with a firm and respectful attitude. I was accused of drawing 3 extra cards, but this claim is not accurate and does not reflect the facts. After the judge reviewed the situation, it was confirmed that it was not serious as my opponent claimed. Even based on its own replay, the number did not match his claim of 3 extra cards. At most, it was 1. I acknowledged this minor mistake at the time and sincerely apologized. I want to emphasize that there was no intention to cheat, no unfair play, and no attempt to gain advantage, especially considering that I still lost the match even after the correction. Later, we faced each other again in the semi-finals, where I won the match fairly and successfully qualified for the Asian Championship. I'm concerned that the earlier incident may have been misunderstood or overinterpreted, which could have influenced the negative statement made about me. I will play more cautiously in future matches and strive not to repeat the same careless mistake. My intention in releasing this clarification is simply to ensure that the facts are accurately presented so the community can view this situation objectively without assumptions or unnecessarily negativity. First off, what do you mean by especially you still lost the match after the correction? It is exactly because you got called out and discarded the extra cards you lost the game. You wouldn't need to draw extra cards to begin with if you're already winning. Again, during the semi-finals, you do not need to do anything weird if you're already winning. Furthermore, you already raised a lot of attention. I doubt you would do anything stupid during the tournament again. This statement has no logic whatsoever. Most importantly, you did not explain what happened to the wrong number of cards in your trash before and after the judge got called. You releasing this clarification does not ensure the facts are accurately presented, but simply you defending yourself with flawed logic and no one to back you up. It's repulsive. I think this whole ordeal gave an abysmal example for the whole community. The way it is resolved totally dumped on the trust between players and absolutely destroyed the integrity of the game. If an alleged cheating is not properly scrutinized and resolved immediately to ensure the trust and fairness of all players, then you basically released the floodgate and brought in all the cheaters who can't wait to abuse your ruling. If you're watching this, please make sure to share the news out and create a better awareness of this situation, especially to all the event organizers. Or even better, directly to Bandai. Well, I hope I don't have to talk to you guys about cheating allegations on the next one. Peace.